1863. A train races through the quiet night, its wheels clicking along the rails like a heartbeat. Inside, bags of cash bound for London shift with each turn of the track. The night in Buckinghamshire is calm. Fields stretch under the moonlight, hedgerows cutting the dark like silver veins. A single train loaded with unguarded cash, travelling every Thursday night. Bruce Reynolds, a suave, confident criminal with a taste for risk and precision. His crew isn't made of gangsters. They're mechanics, drivers, tradesmen. A single red signal placed near Ledburn, harmless to anyone else, but tonight it will stop the unstoppable. The driver sees the red, obeys instinct, and brings the train to a slow crawl beneath the still sky. From the dark they move, silent, precise as if they belong there. No shouting, no panic, just focus. In 30 minutes, 2.6 million is gone, pockets sealed and trucks vanishing into mist before anyone even knows. Leatherslade Farm, a quiet property turned into a criminal headquarters. Here, they'll unpack the fortune, count it, and wait for the world to wake up. By morning, Britain wakes to a headline that feels impossible. A train robbery, the biggest in history. Scotland Yard sends its best men. The train sits cold, doors open, the story written across the gravel in tyre marks and boot prints. Back at the farm, they sit in silence, listening to themselves become legends on the morning news. They start burning evidence, gloves, notes, tools, anything that can speak their names aloud. But one mistake, one man talking too soon, leads the police straight to the farm. Inside they find fingerprints. Clear, ungloved, undeniable. The cleanup wasn't perfect. A nationwide manhunt begins. Every port watched, every border checked, every known associate followed. One by one they fall, caught in homes, cafes, even airports. But Reynolds slips through the cracks, vanishing into Europe, living quietly, watching his empire crumble from afar. In London, the trial begins. Reporters fill the aisles, cameras flash. 30 years. The longest sentences Britain had ever handed down for a theft. Buster Edwards keeps quiet. He jokes with guards, reads papers, and waits. Bruce Reynolds hides across borders. Spain, then Mexico. Luxury but without peace. He becomes someone else on paper. But the name of Bruce Reynolds never stops echoing back through the headlines. Money that once seemed endless begins to vanish. Hotels, travel, bribes. But Scotland Yard doesn't forget. The case stays open, not out of duty but pride. Rumours swirl, sightings of Reynolds in Tangier, whispers of hidden cash. Then, in a twist worthy of the silver screen, Buster Edwards escapes. He runs until dawn, through hedgerows and fog, until freedom feels close enough to taste. Eventually, he finds Reynolds. Mexico, hot, chaotic, and alive. Eventually, Reynolds makes a choice few expected. He flies home. He's caught quietly, almost politely, as if both sides knew it had to end this way. In prison, he becomes a myth in real time. The man who turned patience and planning into rebellion. The world moves on. Decades pass, but the Great Train Robbery never fades. When Reynolds finally walks free again, he's older, slower, but the legend walks beside him. He gives interviews, writes books, tells the story as if it were a movie he once watched from inside. But for the robbers, glory came at a price. Years lost. Buster Edwards eventually comes home, opens a flower stall in London. Roy James returns to his old love, racing. Ironically, the fame from the robbery gives him opportunities. But it also follows him like a ghost, always one question away. Reynolds writes his story. Not to brag, but to finally take ownership of it. And in a way, it became exactly that. A movie that never ended.